US and Canadian coastguards have launched a search and rescue mission after a tourist submersible lost contact on its way down to the Titanic shipwreck in the North Atlantic. The vehicle was taken 600 kilometres from the Canadian province of Newfoundland to the site of the sunken remains of the British passenger ship, which is nearly 4,000 metres beneath the surface. The company that operates the vessel says there are 5 people on board and a few days of life support. Colin Baker has more on what could have happened to the submarine.
The Titanic shipwreck is very deep, located nearly 4 kilometers beneath the sea surface. These are the latest images we have of the ship, which was actually mapped by a private company called Magellan just this year. It's 600 kilometers away from the coast of Canada, and there are a few scenarios of what might have happened to the Titan submersible after it descended to the wreckage and lost communication with the surface crew. In one, it floats back to the surface, but it loses communication and is reported to be sealed from the outside, so it would need to be spotted to be rescued. In another, it's either mid-ocean or on the sea floor. And finding an object that small from that distance requires specialized tools. Sonar beacons provide acoustic pings that bounce off of hard objects underwater, but their accuracy at such great depths is limited, so multiple sound frequencies are used. Remote-operated vehicles will help, but they have to be deployed to the site, and timing is crucial. The crew only has a few days' worth of air.
Well, Kristen Sloomy is live for us now in New York. And Kristen, we've had an update in the past hour from the US Coast Guard. What do they have to say?
Well, this has become a multi-agency, multi-country response effort that the Coast Guard of the United States is coordinating. But they admitted recently that they do not have all of the equipment or the expertise that are needed for this, and that's why they are pulling resources from so many different areas. The U.S. Coast Guard, Navy, now the Air National Guard is getting involved here in the United States. The Canadian Coast Guard, as well as military, is also involved, and also now a private industrial vessel known as Deep Energy is being used for underwater search. This is a vessel that has the capability of searching underwater, which is a rare thing, not widely available. And so that's being put to task. And they're asking other commercial vehicles also to keep an eye out for the missing submersible. It's a very complicated search and rescue. Already they've looked at over some 7,500 square kilometers out at sea. They've been searching above the ocean as well, in planes, on vessels, using sonar, anything at their disposal. They are working around the clock, they say, because it is such a crucial and dire situation. The latest estimates by the Coast Guard are that there's only about 40 hours left of oxygen on board, making this a very tricky, challenging situation. The U.S. Coast Guard's Captain Jamie Frederick described it just a short time ago.
On behalf of all the men and women of the United States Coast Guard and our search partners, we offer our most heartfelt thoughts and prayers for the 5 crew members, their families, and their loved ones. Our crews are working around the clock to ensure that we are doing everything possible to locate the Titan and the 5 crew members. Yesterday, we stood up a unified command consisting of expertise from the United States Coast Guard, the United States Navy, Canadian Armed Forces and Coast Guard, and the Titan's parent company, OceanGate Expedition.
And Kristen, after all this, locating the vessel is only half the battle, isn't it?
Absolutely. Again, the vessel could be on the bottom of the ocean. It could be near the surface. If it's near the surface, it still needs, the people inside still need assistance in order to get out because it's sealed from the outside. Somebody needs to open the hatch for them to get them out of it. If it's at the bottom of the ocean, it could be 3 to 4 kilometers down. They have to find it. It's intense water pressure down there. Only certain vehicles are capable of going to that depth, so they would have to locate the vessel and then bring it back to the surface. So a very, very complicated rescue effort, but clearly a lot of effort is being made to locate these people and save them.
OK, Kristen Sloomy joining us there from New York. Thanks very much, Kristen.